Government's plan to support the localization of the clothing and textile industry is gaining speed. This is according to the Trade, Industry and Competition Minister Ebrahim Patel. The Retail Clothing, Textile, Footwear Leather Masterplan was signed by major clothing retailers to increase locally produced fashion sold in retail stores from 44% to 65% by 2030.
It's been nearly a year since the signing of the Retail Clothing, Textile, Footwear Leather Masterplan. The plan is hailed for giving the local clothing producers a new lease of life. But the COVID-19 pandemic and the subsequent strict lockdowns have severely impacted the local clothing and textile sector. Clothing retailers closed their doors along with some manufacturing sector value chain. Now, Trade, Industry and Competition Minister Ebrahim Patel wants to see more localization in the sector to contribute to the economic recovery plan.
The localization program of government and what we see here today is intended to build dynamic South African firms, bringing in skilled South African workers. And the products that they make will be sold in South Africa. It will be sold with time in the rest of the African continent and indeed the rest of the world. We've got to think globally, but we've got to build locally. We've got to give opportunities to local communities and young people here because our unemployment rate is very, very high.
The Footwear Group, the largest manufacturing clothing manufacturer in South Africa, opened its new prestige clothing manufacturing facility in Johannesburg. The facility is designed to accommodate hearing impaired learners to prepare them for various job opportunities in the future. The group says manufacturing locally cuts down on the turnaround time, unlike importing manufactured goods. The TFG Group, like many other retailers, was impacted by the looting in July. It says almost 200 of its stores were looted and destroyed, adding to the effect that the pandemic had on the retail industry.
TFG lost just under 200 stores to the looting and the unrest in KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng. Our store development team was already starting to place orders for replacement shop fittings before the unrest even settled, so we really wanted to reopen the stores as quickly as possible. We'll have reopened about 95% of those stores before Black Friday, so we want to make sure they're there to trade through November and into December. There are about 20 stores that were very badly damaged. Buildings were burnt down. Those will take a little bit longer, probably February, March next year. But we've currently got 3,000 stores in South Africa, so the last 10 or 15 won't really have a negative impact.
The TFG Group has been committed to the retail, clothing, textile, footwear leather master plan from the onset. The plan was put in place to resuscitate the textile industry and have set a target to grow retail sales from 165 billion rand in 2016 to 250 billion rand by 2030. TFG says this target will support 69 billion rand in local procurement and create 333,000 jobs across the sector. Nothando Makutulela, SABC News, Johannesburg.